Doja Cat has kind of proven herself to be one of the most ungrateful celebrities. Time and time again, we done seen her be disrespectful to fans, you know, so disrespectful to fans at one point that she would lose nearly 300,000 followers. And instead of her responding on some, you know, y'all, I messed up, I'm sorry I was rude, I'm sorry I said what I said, she would basically be on some, it is what it is. So not only has she had fans mad at her time and time again, she would also low-key be racist. And at this time, when all these little rumors was coming out, she would come out and respond. She would give an apology. So really right now, the state of her career is interesting because she does have good music out. But at that same time, her character really got music and hip hop questioning her. So we're here to figure out why no one really respects Doja Cat anymore. Doja Cat, a name most people in the music space know. I mean, she been dropping hit songs for years and years at this point, but there had always been something there about her. Her personality, she was always controversial. And you know, she really came into music originally being a meme artist. Remember the Cow song? She had that whole era where she wasn't as serious as she is now, but she got that attention and she used it and turned it into a whole career. But that career wasn't just filled with music, it was filled with so much more than that. She really did become a controversy machine. And early in her career, she was showing that. One of the biggest things that she put on her career was back in 2020 when the world found out that she was low-key racist. She used to be in chat rooms saying real questionable things, or at least being around real questionable people. Now back during 2020, everybody on the internet, and with more people being on the internet than normal, people would get to digging. And people got to digging in the Doja Cat past, and this is where it got real weird. People was finding out that she used to be in these weird ass racist chat rooms, and people got to saying that, you know, she was stripping, she was showing feet, she was doing all these for these white supremacists in these chat rooms. But it got way worse than that. It wasn't just, oh, she in these chat rooms. They start digging in her past. They start going back to old songs where 2015, 2014, she was still making fun of black people, making fun of black victims of police brutality. The Doja Cat whole image has a lot to do with her playing in her black side, appealing to the black audience. So for this to come out, knowing who our market was and where she takes so much inspo from was real interesting. The BBC wrote this. The controversy was triggered by the emergence of an old song under the title Didn't Do Nothing, a term used to disparage black victims of police. Some people claim that the lyrics referred to Sandra Bland, a black woman who died in police custody back in 2015, although Doja Cat never mentioned her by name in the song. Subsequently, footage began to circulate of the singer participating on the video chat room site TinyChat, making sexual comments to men who are reportedly members of the alt-right/incel community, an online subculture of white supremacists who are involuntarily celibate. In a statement posted to her Instagram on Sunday night, Doja Cat tried to put the videos into context, and the context ain't really saving it, but she would get on IG and she would say this. I understand my influence and impact, and I'm taking all this very seriously. I love you all, and I'm sorry for hurting and upsetting any of you. That's not my character, and I'm determined to show that to everybody moving forward. I've used public chat rooms to socialize since I was a child. I shouldn't been on some of them chat sites, but I personally have never been involved in any racist conversations. I'm sorry to everyone I offended. So Doja was on these chat rooms, and there's clips of her being in these chat rooms, but I'm not really about to play them on stream, but just know she was on there saying some real overly freaky shit. I'm not gonna lie. And the backlash Doja was getting was so strong that, you know, look, IG post wasn't gonna cover it. She would have to give a whole response to this situation, and I don't think it was good enough because still to this day, something people bring up when speaking on Doja Cat is the whole chat room situation.
Which I don't, but if somebody hated themselves, one, for being black, which is an awful thing to hate yourself for being black is an awful thing. Nobody should hate themselves for their skin tone. Nobody should hate anybody else for their skin tone. Now, why the is it your logic to come onto my platform and say, wow, forehead's too big. Why would anyone be attracted to you? I hate you. Just go into those comments and look at all the shit that you're saying. There is no way in hell you are putting any thought into what you're doing. You're acting on some weird primal instinct that I really don't think that we'll get to the bottom of. Think about what you do. Think about what you say before you say it. And I know you could say the same for me. Oh, why did you say hard R-N? One, I was saying it to a white person in the room who was attacking me, and you can see it for yourself. It's on film. You won't find anything of me being racist because I haven't been racist. And I'm well aware that I'm recorded in chat rooms. But I just wanted you guys to know, for my fans, you felt disappointed or embarrassed. I'm sorry. To be honest, it took me a while to, you know what I mean? To understand what the is going on. And, you know, there's young fans who look at me and think like, oh, if she's saying this word, then maybe I should be saying it too. No, you should not be saying that word, period. And that's what I'm sorry for, is for saying something that is offensive, and my young fans who would take after me could possibly say that. You should not be saying that. My friends aren't racist on the chat room. My friends on Tiny Chat are not white supremacists. They love me, I love them, they're loving, and that's it. And you won't find anything on them because you're stupid. Your actions are stupid. You may not be stupid. You may be smart, but your actions are not telling. They're just not. They're not. That's just is what it is. You guys are disappointing. This isn't how you combat problems. And if you think it is, then you need to grow up. And I'm sorry.
But what had people side-eyeing her even more was back before this news broke out and all these clips came out, she had did an interview back in December 2019, basically speaking on being in these chat rooms. LA Times wrote this. Her response contradicts remarks she made in an interview with Paper Magazine in December, in which she admitted to making offensive jokes in online chat rooms. People would pick on me and use horrible language, just the worst. I just didn't understand why people were so crazy on there. So I became the person who would make offensive jokes and do things sort of out of the box. As for the old song that resurfaced, it was in no way tied to anything outside of my own personal experience. It was written in response to people who often use that term to hurt me. I made an attempt to flip its meaning, but recognized it was a bad decision to use that term in my music. So all these years ago, Doja Cat getting accused of being this alt-right person, yet was still wanting to play this huge part in the hip-hop music space. But as the years would go on, her doing these little weird moves would just keep happening. At one point, she would come out in a real controversial pic. She would take some pics with a Sam Hyde shirt on. Now, if you don't know who Sam Hyde is, this is a comedian, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm a funny comedian. He was one of them, oh, I'm cracking racist jokes comedian. And it wasn't even just jokes. He was real life racist. I mean, at one point, he donated 5 racks to a man named Andrew Anglin, the founder of a neo-Nazi website. And so people looking at Doja like, you supporting this, you supporting these kind of people, and this dug her into a deeper hole because remember, people are already feeling the way about Doja. People are already mad, feeling like Doja already, you know, an edgelord in the rap space. She real edgy. People already didn't like that. Then she got Sam Hyde shirts on. Then when people called her out about it, she would delete the post, repost it, crop the picture out, and put the caption as the eye roll emojis. Billboard wrote this. After Doja deleted and reposted the picture, a fan would comment saying, why you hiding your shirt? Embarrassed that you wearing something with a on it, one user wrote, another added, girl, get it together. Many fans took to Twitter to vent their frustrations with the rapper. Imagine being a pick-me for incels like Doja's really trying her best to get canceled and unfamous again so she can go back to them racist chat rooms full time. And as y'all done seen, Doja is not a stranger to getting into problems with her fans. She love having problems with her fans. She love arguing with them. And where it would get took to a next level was when she went to war with her entire fan base. So like I said, Doja controversy machine. And I don't know what she had going on at the time, but she would really get this snapping on her fan base. And it was really over what she felt was weird. She felt like her fans was doing some weird. And the way she treated her fans at this point didn't go unnoticed. She lost hundreds and thousands of followers over this stunt she pulled. And it all started because she would get on Twitter feeling away. She was like, man, y'all fan pages is weird. Y'all got my full name on here. Why are y'all going by my name? Why is that y'all screen name? And so it would go from her just being mad about this name to her being mad about so much more than just the names. She would take this anger and direct this anger at her entire fan base. Doja Cat seemed angry that fans were calling her by her given name, saying, one fan, you making my government name your screen name is creepy as hell, which was reportedly followed by a message to fans to delete their social media accounts if they insist on continuing to use her birth name. She also reportedly claimed that kittens. What her fan base called themselves was a team dreamed up by an alcoholic teen, adding, my fans don't get to name themselves that. Then she would say, if you call yourself a kitten or kittens, that means you need to get off your phone and go get a job and help your parents with the house. And one fan will respond to her and say this, you're the singer that dressed up as a cat for this year's Met Gala, and then we're using the name that you gave us. You told us to call ourselves the kitten, so why are you feeling the way about it? Another tweet would say, Doja being mean to her fans for the word kitten like her name isn't Doja Cat, and as if she wasn't dressed as a cat and meowed her way through an entire interview a few months ago. She lost her mind. And I mean, the fans are not wrong, but Doja's not wrong a little bit. See, her not wanting people to use her real name as their names on their social medias, okay, that's cool. I totally get that. But then dragging your fan base, like making fun of the name that they gave themselves, like your name ain't Doja Cat, like you didn't, like they said, give them the damn name, is kind of crazy. And for you to just straight up disrespect your whole fan base, keep in mind, these are niggas that gave you a roof. They the reason you eating. Like, I would never get on here and disrespect y'all niggas because I don't like what y'all calling yourselves or I feel a way about something like that. Doja went full rage mode on these niggas and she got the right amount of backlash. She actually got held accountable for what she said. You know, a lot of these famous people, they come out and do something, they don't be held accountable. She got held accountable by her own fan base. She would come out disrespecting all these niggas and they was like, all right, you want to disrespect us, we're going to leave. And she lost 200, almost 300,000 followers. And her response to losing all of these fans would be real ungrateful. She would say this, seeing all these people unfollow me makes me feel like I defeated a large beast that's been holding me down for so long. And it feels like I could reconnect with the people who really matter and love me for who I am and not for who I was. So she lost all of these fans, and instead of, apologizing and saying, you know what, y'all, I was tripping on y'all niggas, she would stand on it. She would basically be like, thank you for unfollowing me.
Y'all think I'm bad to paying customers. And then we have Doja Cat to come out and tell all of y'all to suck a clit.
Yep.
I don't love y'all. I don't know y'all. Y'all are weird. You live with your parents. You should stop standing. You should get a job. Y'all should stop loving me so much. Y'all are complete weirdos and doofuses, and I do not support the support that y'all have for me. I don't care that y'all pushed me into superstardom. I don't care about that part. Y'all, and go get a life. It's what Doja Cat said.
I respect it. I don't think it's the right way to do things, but I respect it.
I think that is a weirdo. That is a complete weirdo. She just happens to be uberly talented, so we ignore it. But I'm able to compartmentalize the talent from the weird ass person, and that is weird. I would not want to go. When I say who all gonna be there, is to make sure people like Doja Cat. If y'all agree with that, if y'all agree with that, I would like you to expound on it.
I think it's healthy to set boundaries between yourself and your fanship.
Good old Parks. That's why you the best. You.
Yeah, me personally, I'm
getting off him.
I agree with her saying, I don't know you like that, so no, I don't love you.
Why do you agree with that?
Because I don't know you like that. There's an entitlement that fans have that you.
That part is true.
We are a part of you.
That part.
But let me think. You asked me a question. There's an entitlement that fans have where they feel like we are a part of you, and the love we have for you, you have to return it. You have to do this. It's a bunch of have tos in there. No, I don't.
I want to push our debate to where it should be. I agree with you. You're talking to the guy that said y'all bought the music, not the man that made it. So I totally understand that part. And yes, if I don't know you or anything about you, I can't love you. When people say I love the fans, they don't mean that.
It's individual.
Yeah, they don't mean.
I love the
I love the support.
The fan.
I love how y'all love me. I love how y'all have helped my quality of life, my numbers, my how I show up professionally. Y'all are the cause of that. So when you say I love you, it's really just showing appreciation for that. I feel stupid even having to explain that to some people out there. When she acts like that's not what it is and tries to really get semantical, it's like, dog, what is this weirdo bitch talking about?
And even though she treated the situation how she did, she would come out later on, responding to the whole situation, basically saying, oh, I was joking and this is just my quote unquote humor. And if you don't get my humor, then you just don't get it. I don't need to explain my sense of humor or explain my comedy to anyone. So even though she basically trying to say, I don't hate my fans, The way you treat these niggas say otherwise, cause you clearly do. You had thousands of niggas unfollow you, and instead of, taking accountability, saying I messed up, you stood on it. You made yourself look even worse to this fan base you were already on thin ice with. But it would keep getting worse. This wasn't the last time we would hear her really playing in the fan face. Something like this just happened recently. Doja Cat, a month or two ago. She would meet up with this fan, and on camera, it was looking cool.
I'm about to give my shirt to Doja Cat because she's the iconic girl.
Period!
No, babe, you deserve it. Literally, and if you ever want anything more, I got you, always. This is the girl right here. I love you, Zach. Thank you so much.
Happy Pride Month!
Pablo.
Nice to meet you.
Wait, what's your real name? Or is it Doja? Your real name?
Ami.
Ami, so nice to meet you, girl.
Nice
You're
to meet
beautiful.
you.
I hope you have the best night. You're literally everything in life.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But after she would leave from being with bro, she would basically get online and call him out for two things. One, being overly musty, and two, being overly touchy. She was basically feeling like they made that little video, the one I just played, and he was touching her a little too much. He was, overstepping his boundaries. The vibe would write this though. After the moment, the 29-year-old described her feelings about the seemingly innocent moment. Although the rapper has deleted the post, screenshots of what she said are calling old dude musty and asserting that she should have stood up for herself in the moment rather than wait until afterward. Doja would say, "I threw that musty ass shirt away, by the way." Then she would say, "Bottom line is, I'll smile at you, but that don't mean I mess with you, and don't touch me and manhandle me when you don't know me." I honestly think I need to stand up for myself in the moment sometimes, and he didn't even know my name, so to be touching on me and kissing on my face like that is crazy. She feel a way about this touching on her, doing too much, and that's perfectly fine, because he shouldn't have been doing all that. He shouldn't have been overly touching on this girl. He don't even know, even if he was gay, and that was kind of his defense. I'm gay, I ain't even trying to be on that kind of time with her. But it still happened. But at the same time, she could have just cleared it up right then and just be like, don't be doing all that, instead of putting this man on blast after you was just hugging on him and in his face and all of that. And so keep in mind, this nigga wasn't just a regular dude. He's a TikToker. He got his own audience. He has his own reputation. So now niggas looking at him crazy, and he would have to get online and respond to Doja Cat.
Hi guys, I was just at a party and I got informed that Doja said some about me on Twitter. I just want to clear this up because it hurts, because I loved her. I watched her at Coachella. I've never claimed to be the biggest fan, but I really stand her and I think her work is amazing. I just think it's crazy because she's the one at this event that was being so nice, and she pointed out my shirt, and I said, and I like that. And then when I went outside and she was outside, I was like, "Girl, you'd be the perfect girl for my Pride collection." And she said, "What do you mean, what Pride collection?" I said, "Oh, I released this t-shirt, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to give you one." She said, "I'd want one right now." And I said, "Oh, I could give this one to you." She said, "No way, you're not gonna give this to me." And that's when the video started, and she was being so sweet and amazing, and I thought that's what it was. And now, guys, she's on Twitter saying she threw that musty shirt away. She's saying that I didn't know her name, that I manhandled her, all this stuff. I understand, guys, if I was being too nice or whatever, I will take full accountability. I'm gay. I would never want to make her feel uncomfortable. She's so iconic. I have only been saying the nicest things about her. She's the sweetest celebrity. She made me feel so seen. She said, "Ami, I thought she was nice." I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is for publicity or for whatever, guys, but I would have never wanted to make her uncomfortable. I would have never even filmed if she didn't say yes. Guys, that video that we filmed was after everything, and I don't want to be that guy that comes on emotional or whatever, but I feel like I'm always the butt of the joke. Why am I the punching bag, bro? Literally, nothing happened other than her liking my shirt. I offered it to give it to her. She doesn't have to keep it, she doesn't have to do whatever, but she was obviously down, and I understand she has to set her boundaries. She's a celebrity. I'm not. I will never understand that, so I value that and I appreciate it and I get that. But for me, guys, I'm a normal ass person that's at a bar, meets Doja Cat. I just released my clothing drop for Pride, and I just offered to give her one, and she said, "Oh, I want one right now." So I had the size. I was like, "Here, take it." I apologize if I did anything wrong at all. But guys, I'm a human being too. And honestly, this just shows me, I guess, that maybe not everybody's who they show in person. I would have never said anything other than she's the sweetest girl ever, but I guess she went on a whole tweet rant about me. I never claimed to have it all laid out, to know what I'm doing. I'm just at a bar, released a clothing drop. Doja was being very sweet to me. And also, guys, I know I didn't know her first name. I'm so sorry. I never claimed to be the biggest fan ever. I just respect her a lot for her work. I've listened to her music so many times. I met her 4.5 years ago at the VMAs, and I was gagged. And I thought 4.5 years later, the world worked for me. The stars lined in my favor, but I guess not.
And this, once again, left a stain on Doja Cat with her and her fan base. Her fans are feeling real strange about her as a person because she done did some little weird things time and time again. So Doja kind of came up with a mix as a pop artist and a rapper. And I mean, she got plenty of tracks where she rapping for real. She got plenty of tracks where she's singing on her pop shit for real. But a combo around her name is her not being a true rapper. And it's just been such a big point in Doja Cat's career. XXL were right. On August 9th, somebody on Twitter was sharing an opinion on an ongoing debate about whether Doja Cat should be considered a hip-hop artist. They would say, hopefully Doja Cat drops a pop disco album of the century so her fans can stop trying to force her into the female rap conversation. She's a singer who raps sometimes. That doesn't make her a rapper. If she is a rapper, then so is Beyonce. You can't be taken seriously as a rapper without ever prioritizing bars, punchlines, wordplay, and storytelling. The very things that make rap what it is. And after this tweet would come out, it really did spark up a conversation so big, Doja Cat would come out and respond to it. And she would say, you can copy and paste this theory, but the truth is I do tell stories, use punchlines regularly, and prioritize wordplay frequently. That's what rapping is by definition. You agreed that I rap. I rap on 95% of my music. What does that mean in your mind? This article would also say, this is not the first time Doja has had to respond to comments about her rap credentials being in question. Back in 21, she clapped back at people who claim she's not a hip hop artist. She would say, anyone who says that I'm not a rapper is in denial. They don't know what they're talking about. And I don't know, Doja Cat is a very interesting person in the rap space because she done had a lot of controversy. She done said a lot of questionable things and pulled a lot of questionable moves. And so she might make good music, but do the music space really respect her? Does the internet respect her and respect her career the way they do other artists, for example? Then for the fans, she done showed time and time again she don't really give a damn about them supporters. I don't know, I'm still stuck on the fact that she lost all of them followers over something she decided to get online and say, and instead of apologizing, she just stood on it. And I feel like her fan base forever gonna look at her sideways, but she one of them artists where even though she might get hella backlash, I think she's still gonna have that core audience. But respect as a whole, like if Doja Cat get brought up in a big hip hop conversation right now, will she get as much respect as the next person? Definitely not, because of the things she done did over the years. What are y'all thoughts on Doja Cat? Do y'all feel like she's like this closeted racist or this ungrateful artist? Or do y'all feel like people are looking at her the wrong way?